people are always asking us, what exactly is it that you do?
Right.
And so I think by just like pointing out some of the things we've done this week, you can actually get a sense of the kind of range of work it takes and the range of kind of engagement it takes to do the kind of work we're doing, where we're putting equity right at the center of systems change.
We do these sometimes when we want to share with you a little bit, like a little peek behind the curtain around what our work is like and what we've been up to. So that's what we're going to do this week.
This like 250 person gathering around the future of sport in Nova Scotia. You know, the initiative we're involved in there is asking this question of how can we be the best sports system in the country, you know, and so that was very exciting. The first time ever that number of stakeholders from across the provincial sports system have come together.
That's right. It started with drumming.
That's right, Goatworks were there.
It went straight from drumming to like deep conversation around the future of sport to then having people actually break out into sessions to say what they wanted to work on further. It just felt like the day was really full of energy, full of movement, full of conversation, right? And 250 people talking about the future of this sector in a way that they actually just haven't had the chance to before. So that was fun and fantastic.
There's something about like, you know, we're running large events not to run a large event as a discrete thing, but to actually feed and fuel bigger systems change. And so we ended up going in later in the week, you know, on the Wednesday we go into prep, and then on the Thursday and Friday, we're working with the outcomes of that event with a smaller group of multiple stakeholders to figure out how we strategically design our path forward to kind of really execute systems change.
A lot of our work is strategizing with our clients about next steps, and that was what Monday was.
Or like navigating the hierarchy of their circumstance, or like how to communicate out effectively what we're doing in such a way that it serves the project's forward movement, right? And so there was a lot of strategy on Monday, both with senior leaders, but also with the kind of planning teams we've been working with to deliver the significant events. So that's a big piece of our work. All that kind of strategy work is ongoing all the time.
Those 2 days were amazing. It was in a retreat space with about 32 leaders across the province who are interested in sport as it's kind of traditionally defined, recreation. Municipalities were there, right? And so these folks then came together and said, okay, we've got a mandate, right, from over a year of work and these 250 people, and so let's make it real. And so those days we're digging into making the work real, making action plans. We left with 7 prototypes, right? 7 clear prototypes that are going to go forward over the next 6 to 18 months, and a plan for how to structure the work going forward. And I would say, I want to share what Diego said at the end. At the end, because of course these were sport folks. One of the men said, you know, I focus on 2 things. One is it going to make my team better? And are we going to win? And he's like, after these 2 days, I feel like we are better and we're going to win. They just knew it, got it, felt both the mandate from outside of themselves but inside of themselves to make sport more accessible and equitable, and saw the power it could bring to make actual social change in the province. There was no, we didn't even have to convince them.
No.
They were just like right there, like right on, how do we do it?
We were in conversations around equity. We were in conversations around kind of like geographical distributions of power. I mean, and of course you have to be in those conversations if you want to see significant change. It's as simple as that.
That's right. That would be maybe not a typical week, but full of what we typically do.
Absolutely.